Good evening. Welcome to Find Your Spirit Guide, Part 3. This is the Metaphysical Guide to the read today. What I'm doing right now is I'm just sharing the stream. Welcome to anybody who's tuning in directly from YouTube. I'm sharing this to my x.com account now, and then I'll be posting it to both the events page and the live pages at autumnlee.online and autumnleesnews.com. So you can watch this stream and the proceeding too by going to the events page on autumnlee.online or autumnleesnews.com. So I'm adding the live stream to those pages now. I'm not going to be appearing on camera tonight because I want you to kind of focus more on yes. Well, no, I'm not camera ready if that's the truth. So. But it's always good to focus on you when you're doing metaphysical because this is completely, this is different. Okay. It's like the closest to your higher self that you can really expect to be as a human being. For lack of a better explanation. And I'm adding onto now. Let's see. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Let me just update the date here on the live page, and then I'm going to publish it. And I published a couple of things too on my social media. Some articles about spirit animals if you're interested in that. Again, my social media is at Autumn Lee's News 2 on x.com. That's where I primarily spend most of my time and post. Anything that I'm referring to, that's what I mean. So that's what I'm referring to. So now I'm just going to quickly check my sound and then we will be ready to get started today. Okay, thank you for joining me. Either x.com, YouTube, or my website. Looks like I have sound. I'm just double checking to make sure everything's posted correctly here. Should be done. Just a moment. Thank you for your patience. Just about 4 minutes in almost. I think it should be okay, but I'm just checking one other place. I'll be ready to get started. So if you'd like to take this time while I'm checking my sound to gather a pen, a pencil, notebook, sketchpad, whatever tools you'd like to use to jot down what you see during this time that we are doing the guided meditation, I will go ahead and give you, we'll say the next minutes for that. Get started. So it looks like I have sound. So I'm gonna get started here pretty quickly. So as a reminder, you should have a pen, pencil, notebook, sketch pad, something to write your what you see in your visions down. And then um, that way you'll be able to recall them. So we're going to use a different prep that I just created. You can find this on the events tab at the website, autumnleesnews.com or autumnlee.online. This is next to the Tibetan bowl sounds, which we've used for the previous two streams. It's called meditative bass sounds. Before we do that, though, again, I'd like to welcome everybody. This is the Find Your Spirit Guide stream series. You can follow along and catch the first two by going to autumnleesnews.com and clicking on the events page, or going to autumnlee.online and clicking on the events page. Scroll below the paranormal evidence, and you will find tonight's stream there, which is live currently. Forgive the lag. There is going to be some adult content discussed like there was last night. And you'll also find underneath that the communicating with ghosts. I'm going to add last night's stream back up here. I don't have it here yet, but yeah, I will add it here next to this first one. But this is part 3. You know what? Let me do that really quick. Go ahead and take another minute to grab a sketch pad or something, or if you want to get a snack or something like that. I'm going to add the second one to this page, and then we'll get started. Yeah, just go ahead and grab anything you need to grab. Any, like maybe a snack or something. Up here, and we will be ready to go here in a moment. Okay, so I'll end up adding some more under there, but I have added the 3 videos. I'm just waiting here, publishing it. Okay, so all 3 of the Find Your Spirit Guide videos are available now under the props page. If you go to the events tab, go to autumnlee.online, click on events, or go to autumnleesnews.com, click on events. And then we're going to go down to the prop section and you'll find all 3. Find Your Spirit Guide 1, which was the meditative spirit guide. Find Your Spirit Guide 2, which is the physical world spirit guide that we did last night. And then this 3rd one here. And I'll have those also available under their own subsection, which I have right here, but I'll work that out a little bit later. But anyway, tonight we're going to be using a new prop. It's meditative bass sounds. So again, let me welcome you. The time now is, let's see, it is 4:14 p.m. Pacific. Again, I am in Arizona, so it's 5:14 p.m. my time. My name is Autumn Lee. I'm your host. And we're going to be doing a guided meditation session, the final one, to find your metaphysical spirit guide. This spirit guide is going to help you through different aspects of life that we'll be walking through a little bit of that in this session. Right now, we're mainly going to be focusing on determining what your metaphysical spirit guide actually is. So hopefully you've had sufficient time to gather any tools you may need to assist you with this guided meditation and you're relaxed and comfortable. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Relax. You're sitting in a grassy field at the top of a mountain by yourself, nothing to hurt you, no one to distract you from anything. Imagine it. Lay back in the grass. Breathe. Nothing can hurt you. Outstretch your arms. Keep your eyes closed. Can you feel it coming to you? Your metaphysical world spirit guide is coming to you now. No longer on the grassy field. Where are you in your mind's eye? An almost interminable manuscript in strange characters, written in a huge ledger and adjudged a sort of diary because of the spacing and the variations. Ink and penmanship presented a baffling puzzle to those who found it. Thousand eyes staring back at them. Bree gazed directly into the circle of stones at the great light, and at once felt connectedness as though they were each plugged into a supercomputer. Following Aurora Borealis, the light patterns inside the cave rapidly changed, gliding across the cave's walls, like a kaleidoscope over a strobe light. Eventually, slowing to a dull, thudding pace, like a slow dance. The sound of a drum started as the ritual began, and the singing soon turned to chanting as the deity began to take shape. In your mind's eye only. What do you see in front of you now? Study it. Study it. Memorize it. It's going to disappear soon. Look into its eyes. Memorize everything you can possibly memorize about it. As soon as it stops, it's going to disappear. Your eyes. I want you to grab your sketch pad, write down every detail that you can, everything you can think of, everything you saw, everything you felt. I'm going to play that again while you do that. Okay, so you should have your drawing completed. I'm trying to share some more pictures with you. There we go. So you should have your drawing completed. And of course, this is not a drawing, this is AI artwork that I've generated. Um, but yeah, I'm just not going to be on camera, so I'm going to be showing some of my AI generated artwork, inspired by some stuff that I've written. But anyway, take a look at your drawing. I want you to kind of take a look at it. And I wanted to go over like my personal experience with my metaphysical spirit guide and why it might be important for you to find it. We'll be touching a little bit on the sexual energy aspect of it and how thoughts can manifest themselves that way, like we did last night. I explained a little bit about sexual energy and how it relates to chaos magic. I'm not going to go too much further into that, but I will be touching on some of the things that I had mentioned last night about that. So now you might be wondering how on earth you could relate sexual energy to, obvious like spirit guides that are animals, and is that ethical? Well, I mean, of course, it's not, something that is supposed to be looked at in that way. It's more in tune with our visceral animalistic nature. So I guess it just depends on, somebody's state of mind. If they look at it like that, then that's their state of mind, but that's not anywhere near where I'm trying to take this. So that being said, moving forward, my personal story of my spirit guide is that it started with a butterfly. Um, the butterfly, and you'll see if you look at my social media where I've posted an article about, let's see here, where is it? Okay, so I'm actually just going to switch this up really quickly and share my social media tab. So give it a like if you would. Uh, yeah, I've shared some pictures that I created. Now, this article is the one that I wanted to go over. It is about spirit animals, and I've shared this to my x.com account, and you can see it there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so these are the different spirit animals that you could encounter in the physical world and in the metaphysical world. I mean, you can also encounter these as well. You can encounter these when you're looking for your meditative spirit guide. So when I started my metaphysical spirit guide and metaphysical world spirit guide was a butterfly. So you can see here in the definition, it indicates change and transformation. So I was going to mention this yesterday, but I thought I'd save it for today because of the content that we're going over. If you get the butterfly, it indicates that it could potentially change into something else. For me, it evolved later into an owl, which is another winged creature, and now is a dragon, which is a mythical winged creature. So those are that's my personal metaphysical world spirit guide. So now, while now while yours could be different, and also mine could end up changing too. I don't know that this is, the final evolution of my spirit guide for the metaphysical world. But if you start with the butterfly, you could have the same experience I do, and your spirit guide, whatever, if it's the metaphysical, physical, or meditative, could evolve into a different winged creature. So, I mean, I don't know, there's that possibility. Something else that I wanted um, to explore. is you could also be have a spirit guide that's a sea creature, which is really cool. And that's a perspective that I'm wholly unfamiliar with. For instance, like an octopus. Maybe you're a shark. I noticed on the spirit animal article that I shared earlier, there are a few um, aquatic spirit guides, that you could potentially see. Maybe you're a dolphin. Maybe you see a dolphin. That's a perspective that I'm not really entirely sure, what that would entail. But then again, I'm sharing how I've discovered them. So if you've discovered that you have an aquatic spirit guide, that is incredibly fascinating. Would be very interesting perspective because most people, since we live on land as human beings, we don't really think of aquatic spirit guides, but it is possible that um, maybe you in this life, maybe you are somebody who likes the water. Maybe you are a sailor. Maybe you're somebody who, I don't know, maybe you're a crab fisherman. Maybe in a past life you were. Maybe in a past life you were on the Titanic. Who knows? But you could potentially see a fish, some kind of sea creature as your spirit guide. So there's that possibility too. Um, Now, why you might want to know what your metaphysical world spirit guide is, there's quite a few reasons. If you're a spiritual person and you enjoy getting in touch with your higher self, if you like to explore, you know, the unknown, if you like to access universal secrets, if you're telepathic, if you have a special person that you can share thoughts with, there's a lot of reasons why you may want to have a metaphysical world spirit guide to help you discern between what messages should be listened to and what messages should be ignored. Now, the metaphysical world is referred to as quite a few different things. You may hear people refer to the metaphysical world as the spirit realm, the other side, ether, lots of different ways that people refer to the metaphysical world. So the physical world is the reality that we live in. The metaphysical world is the unexplained reality, like an alternate universe that coincides during the same time that we are alive, but it also spans over all time. It's the closest connection to your higher self that you will have in this life is your metaphysical world spirit guide, at least so far that I've seen. So that's the metaphysical world. And again, this spirit guide can take the shape of anything. Anything. It could be a sea creature, it can be a land creature, it can be a winged creature, it can be an inanimate object. The properties of the spirit guide itself are what matter. Whether or not it's something that, is surprising to you at the time you see it, it should resonate with you over time why that particular spirit guide is yours. Because your metaphysical spirit guide is something that is a reflection of your actual soul. And again, it's like the connection to your higher self. It's kind of like the middleman between you in this current incarnation and your higher self, who is aware of all your previous lifetimes and allows you, certain little windows of opportunity into seeing, getting glimpses of knowledge that maybe, you wouldn't really be able to understand fully in this incarnation. So without overloading your brain with a bunch of big words. Yeah, that's basically why you would be interested in a metaphysical spirit guide. You want to heighten your understanding of the divine, deepen your connection with a soulmate, find your soulmate, maybe. That can definitely help you find your soulmate, and it can help you find a romantic partner. So yeah, I mean, and something that's important too is no matter what your spirit guide for the metaphysical world is, learning about the things that the particular being, animal, inanimate object, whatever it is for the metaphysical world, learning about their properties, learning about if it's an animal, the species itself, um, learning about its strengths, its weaknesses. It should resonate with you, a side of you that is perhaps something you don't really show to the outside world. Maybe it's your true personality that you keep hidden from most people. Maybe it's something you don't show anybody. But regardless, this is a creature that you could potentially see while you're meditating. Um, it could be predicting a warning of something to come. It could be predicting something very life changing. It could be predicting your own mortality. It could be predicting quite a few things. It could be letting you know about things that you can avoid if you want to prolong your life and your health. So your metaphysical spirit guide is incredibly important, but you have to be able to know how to identify and develop a relationship with it, just like you would your other spirit guides. And I was mentioning something too in the um last night's video, uh regarding splitting your mind's eye and using spirit guides that way while you're going about your everyday life. So you have to be able to, of course, compartmentalize reality from the metaphysical world. Most people are able and completely capable of doing that. That once you've opened your mind to that, then it allows you in the physical world to see things that could potentially be symbols of your metaphysical spirit guide. Things that look like or emulate the characteristics or qualities of your metaphysical spirit guide. And when you see those symbols in your life, or perhaps numbers, if you associate any kind of numbers with a metaphysical, physical, or meditative spirit guide, then you'll notice those in your waking life. And in a way, that's in essence splitting your mind's eye and associating whatever experience you may be having currently with the fact that it could be a metaphysical omen of something to come. Typically, what that is. Metaphysical spirit guides deal in the future, not so much in the past. You are the past to them. Your physical world spirit guide is going to be a spirit guide that can alternate, between both present, future, past, but typically the metaphysical spirit guide, it can show you past events in your incarnations before, your own incarnations before, that matter to future events so that you can avoid, say, karmic contracts, or maybe you have an enemy, from a previous life. Your metaphysical spirit guide can alert you to the fact that maybe you are in danger of, I don't know, crossing them again, in this fashion. But again, this requires quite a bit of practice. We're just discovering what your metaphysical spirit guide is. We'll get further into this later. But again, once you're able to split your mind's eye and see your spirit guides and other symbols and areas of life, then they become much more useful to you. And this can also mean if you happen to have a spirit guide that, like, for instance, um, my metaphysical spirit guide started as a butterfly, went to an owl, and then changed into a dragon. So say if I see a bird that is maybe a larger bird that sort of resembles an owl, or maybe sounds like an owl but isn't, or like, for instance, if your spirit guide is a panther and you see a black cat, things like that. You can, if it's something that rings true in your mind, your higher self will let you know. And once you've opened yourself to receiving those messages, those metaphysical messages, and those spirit guide messages, then you'll be able to see it more and more often, and you'll be able to make associations between living creatures that are actually in reality that are attempting to assist your metaphysical spirit guide or your physical spirit guide, which in essence are just extensions of your higher selves. So that's kind of what I meant by splitting your mind's eye so that you're able to see, you know, warnings potentially. And I also mentioned that you can be a mythical creature. Like, for instance, I'm a dragon. A dragon is a very popular mythical creature. You could be a carousel horse. You could be a unicorn. There's quite a few. You could be a Pegasus. There's quite a few mythical creatures you could be. Just research whatever one it is. It's definitely, if you happen to have um, the awesome privilege of having a mythical creature as your spirit guide, that's really cool because it enables you to see things that normal, you know, regular creatures would not. So if you do, then that just makes it more interesting, and in my opinion, gives you all the more power as a spiritual individual connected to the divine. To me, it denotes that there's some kind of favor, that you must have some kind of favor from God, and maybe you have a special talent or gift, and that is why you've been granted this particular mythical spirit guide that's giving you additional sights. So that's that. So now, with regard to going back to like what I was talking about as far as like the using sexual energy and ecstatic hypnosis and chaos magic and finding a mate, manifesting desires, and how it can impact reality, even though you may just be fantasizing about something. This is kind of where it would do that because people who are very in tune with their metaphysical spirit guides and, in essence, their higher selves, and are very, you know, I guess, comfortable with accessing uh, all kinds of information as a result of that. Those people are highly psychic. And if you are somebody who is maybe kind of not very restrained as far as what you think, because of course your thoughts are private, but if you're connected with somebody, they might be able to read those thoughts whether or not you speak them aloud. Now, don't let that scare you, because I don't believe it's 100% possible to have a connection with somebody that is so pure that you know absolutely everything that they're thinking. But it is possible to have a strong connection, a strong enough connection with somebody where you can communicate using words in living, real, the physical world that you've only spoken in your minds together. So just be careful of that, because if you have a psychic connection with somebody, you want to make sure that, I mean, if you're trying to manifest something for yourself and you're fantasizing about someone else, you want to make sure that your psychic partner doesn't find out. So that was kind of one of the things, because that's how, and and two, it's like if you're manifesting a desire based on a sexual uh sort of, interest in a person, they could also pick up on that, and it could create, some tension there. If it's somebody you know well, they probably will pick up on it. They'll probably be able to sense it. So it's just something to think about and something to, consider. Like if you're looking to connect with someone on a spiritual level, perhaps who is psychic, be careful what you think, because your thoughts can become action. I think with that, I am going to let you go for the evening. Um, Please enjoy this lovely AI rendition of a Roman garden. We're at about 49 minutes, 39 seconds. I think I'm just gonna close the stream out. If you would like to catch the other two streams, you know where to do so. That's gonna be at autumnlee.online on the events page. Check it out for now under the props subheading. I will have a Find Your Spirit Guide section there. Hopefully tonight. Um, but if not tonight, then very soon. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful evening.